Hey guys, it's Jessica Hayes. So the other day I realized that it has been over a year since I decided to make the transition to become a cruelty-free makeup artist. I just wanted to put together this short little video, have a little chat about cruelty-free and how easy it has actually been to transition all of my beauty and makeup products into products that aren't tested on animals. So some of you may know or may not know there are certain levels of being cruelty-free, just as there is of, vegetarian, vegan. So for me, I do not use any brands that are tested on animals. So this means no Makeup Forever, no MAC, no Estee Lauder, no L'Oreal, Maybelline, a bunch of those kind of brands. There are some people that will not use any brands that are owned by a parent company that supports animal testing. So this pretty much means anything that is owned by Estee Lauder or anything that is owned by L'Oreal. So L'Oreal owns certain brands which I love and use, like NYX, Urban Decay, and that's all I can really think of from L'Oreal right now. But pretty much Estee Lauder and L'Oreal have the monopoly on the makeup market right now, and they do test on animals. For me, I do still support brands that are owned by parent companies. I think that it's important to support those brands because if these companies see these brands flourishing more with their sales rather than brands that do still test on animals, then I believe that we will make a change with it as well. I think that cruelty-free is kind of like a chain reaction. A year ago, I hung out with some friends that they were so passionate about being cruelty-free, and I came home with this, it was almost like I couldn't not do it after I had been exposed to that. It has been a year and I thought that it was going to be a hard transition, especially being a makeup artist that I used a lot of MAC and Makeup Forever in my kit, but it surprisingly has been so easy. There are so many indie brands and even brands at Sephora and Ulta that don't test on animals. I'll name a bunch of my favorite brands in the description box below, but at first I thought maybe it would be hard to find some dupes to products that are irreplaceable. A few products from MAC and Makeup Forever that I had used forever and just thought that I wouldn't be able to live without. After trying out some stuff for a while, there isn't one thing that I am absolutely devastated that I cannot use anymore. There are so many awesome indie brands out there which I'd rather support an indie brand than some huge corporation. Makeup Geek, you can pretty much find a dupe for every single MAC eyeshadow in the Makeup Geek collection, and they're cheaper and they don't test on animals. A lot of the products in my kit, I have replaced all of my foundations with Kat Von D and Tarte foundations, also YEAR Cosmetics foundations. Most of my eyeshadows now are Makeup Geek and a bunch of other indie brands that I support as well. In saying that, it was so easy for me to make this transition, and I feel really proud that I've done it. So in the last year, my social media channels and platforms have grown quite a bit. So I have been contacted by some PR people from bigger companies. So one of those brands in particular was MAC, and I mean, if you had have told me 3 years ago that MAC wanted to send me a bunch of makeup to use in my demonstrations on YouTube, my jaw would have hit the ground. It still did. I was very surprised that they were reaching out to influencers, but at the same time it was extremely satisfying to be able to write back, and usually what I say is thank you so much for reaching out. A few years ago I would have been absolutely overwhelmed at the opportunity to work with your brand, but I no longer use any products that have been tested on animals. Maybe that doesn't get as far as that PR person that's in charge of that, but maybe the more brands see this, that influencers aren't working with companies that test on animals anymore, maybe it can make a small change in the industry, I'm hoping. So yeah, being able to write that back to brands that I used to absolutely love is kind of satisfying in a way. I hope that eventually MAC stop testing on animals and China outrules animal testing. That would be absolutely fantastic. I don't see it happening anytime soon, but I mean, I have heard some things that we're making changes, small little waves. I definitely see this as being you know, chain reaction as well. I have had some followers that have emailed me and told me that they became cruelty free now since watching my videos, and that just makes me super proud, because those two friends that inspired me to become cruelty free, and now I've done that, and then other people that I know online that, you know, have been inspired by that as well. I think that we can definitely make changes. I'm not perfect, I'm not vegan, I still buy leather. There's definitely some things that I can do to become a better person, and maybe eventually I will make those changes, but for now I'm really proud of myself for not supporting any brands that do test on animals. I just want to end this with, if you were thinking about becoming cruelty free, do it. It's such a liberating decision. Every time I look at my puppies now, I couldn't even imagine someone, you know, putting disgusting products into their eyeballs just so we can look pretty with some extra eyeliner. If you can do it, then do it. It's so easy. We are going to make small changes in the industry, and then maybe one day we'll all live in a world happily ever after where we can wear MAC and makeup forever and Estee Lauder again. The one thing that I wanted to mention as well is, if you are wanting to become cruelty free, it's so easy when you're shopping. All you really need to do is Google, is Benefit cruelty free? No, they're not, and it usually pops up. Usually the websites that I use are Cruelty Free Kitty or Logical Harmony. I always check their sources because I think they're the most updated sources. I just wanted to take the time to tell everyone that it was so easy to do this. I thought that maybe it would be challenging, but it wasn't at all. You can do it if you want to as well, and maybe you can start off with just substituting a few little products. I'll leave a bunch of cruelty-free amazing companies below, and also those two websites where I get all of my information. Thank you for listening to me ramble on for a few minutes. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and maybe I can inspire you to become cruelty-free as well. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya!